I remember the first time I tried to make a scone. I often got confused with what ingredients to use or with what glaze would be best. I even burnt my first batch of scones, and that still didn't stop me. Hi, my name is Aaron King, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to prepare and bake any type of scone. Today I'm going to be baking lemon strawberry poppy seed scones in an efficient and relatively easy manner. I've been in a local 4-H organization for the past 10 years, and I've baked scones for the local fair for the past 5. Over those 5 years, I have experimented and familiarized myself with all different types of scones, such as blueberry, chocolate, lemon, and peanut butter. The 3 main points on how to prepare and bake any type of scone are: 1, know what occasion you're making the scones for; 2, to properly prepare any scone, you will have to read and follow the directions of the recipe; and 3, finally actually preparing your scones. You need to know what occasion you will be making the scones for, because this will ultimately help you decide which scones you will need to make. For example, if you are making scones for your family and friends, you will need to make and know a scone that they like. And if you are making a scone for a guest or just for breakfast, might want to make one that includes fruit such as blueberry or blackberries. Not so much a dessert one, like one that has chocolate chips. Let's address my second point, which is more about actually making the scones. To start, you need to preheat your oven, which makes sure that when you're ready to bake the scones, you don't have to wait for the oven to heat. And I have already preheated my oven to 400 degrees. You will also need to know what ingredients you are going to be using so they are ready to mix. And you will also need to follow and read the directions exactly and carefully to make sure you get consistent results every time. The first step to actually making your scones is mixing all of the dry ingredients together, which include flour, which is 2 cups, sugar, that is 6 tablespoons, baking powder, which is 2 teaspoons, salt, which is half a teaspoon, and finally poppy seeds, which is 2 teaspoons. Then you're going to add the lemon zest and whisk all of the dry ingredients together. Not for too long, just to get a good mixture. The second step is to grate a standard 8-ounce stick of frozen butter. Which I have already done, and once I grate the frozen butter, I like to put it back into the freezer just to make sure that it's frozen. And then go ahead and toss it into the dry ingredients. And combine it with a pastry cutter. You can also do this with a fork or some sort of mixing utensil, but I prefer a pastry cutter, until it resembles coarse meal. Next, you're going to mix together your wet ingredients, which include the cream, 1 egg, and a splash of vanilla. And again, I have already done this. And you're just going to drizzle it over the flour mixture. You're then going to mix this together, either with your hands, fork, spatula, whatever you prefer, until you get a nice even ball. Once you have this, you're ready to add your fruit, whatever you may be using. I am using strawberries. And it's about a cup of strawberries or whatever fruit you choose. And you're simply going to fold in the strawberries. And once you have all the strawberries or fruit that you want inside the dough, you're going to take a little flour and spread it out over the flour. And then gently press it into a circle of about 8 to 10 inches in diameter. You may need to add flour as the dough gets sticky. Once you have this circle, you then want to cut it. I generally use a pastry cutter, but it is nowhere to be found, into 8 equal pieces or triangles. Once you have all of them cut, you will then place them on a baking sheet. I like to use a stone. And to finish off your scones, you're going to put them in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then simply mix together the glaze ingredients in a small bowl, which I have already done, and drizzle it over the warm scones once they are out of the oven. In conclusion, the best thing to remember about scones are how to first know the occasion, the ingredients you're going to use, and finally read and follow the directions to make sure you make them in the proper manner. And the finished product should look something like this.